These will happen if you stop eating for a week. Isn't it scary thinking about not eating food or drinking water for a whole week? Especially we know that food and water are essential to function properly in our daily lives. All of us cannot imagine not being able to eat all our favorite fast food like burgers, pizza, and ice cream. Life may lose all of its sense without food. But does it ever cross your mind if you will survive a day without food and water? Have you ever wondered what would happen to you if you suddenly decided to stop consuming anything for 7 or more days? I know something's popping in your mind now. But let me stop you there. What if it's possible? Did you know that you can survive a week with just consuming water? You want to know how? Before we tell you the answers, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button so you would be notified of our latest videos. Watch until the end to discover facts about water fasting. Starting with how your body will react when you stopped eating. 6 hours after you stopped eating, you still feel perfectly fine. Your body will start to disperse the stored glucose on your system, which is called glycogen. Some of the glycogen's energy is used to fuel your brain, muscles, and red blood cells. But after those 6 hours, that process will eventually stop when the glycogen's all consumed. All these things influence our mood, which can result in being angry or moody. Now, these things will happen after the first 6 hours. Well, your body may be feeling a bit hungry, so it will now undergo ketosis. This process happens when your body doesn't produce enough carbohydrates to burn for energy. Instead, your fat will be used to produce things called ketone. It happens when you don't have enough insulin in your blood. Using ketone as a substitute for our body's fuel will only work for a short time. It will never replace the function of glucose and can also impair our mental functions. Your protein starts to break down after 3 days of not consuming food and water. Protein helps maintain and grow muscles in our body. Without it, we may experience loss of strength and overall physical abilities. It may also affect women's menstrual cycle, and both genders' libido may somehow decrease. I know you're starting to get a little bit worried. After a week of not eating anything, your immune system will start to decline. Vitamins and minerals are the staple needs of our antibodies. Without it, we will be prone to sickness, caused by viruses and diseases. This can become very scary when our body starts to fall, and can eventually lead to death. Our body will start to exhaust all possible energy sources until there's none left. Being starved for a week may lead to death due to cardiac arrhythmia or irregular heartbeat and ruptured heart. This happens when the muscle mass in our heart is depleted. Now, we already know what will happen when we don't consume food and water for a week. But what if you just stopped eating food, but you can only consume water for 7 days? Here are some facts about water fasting. Your life depends on the amount of water you consume every day. That's why some people prefer to do water fasting where they will only consume water for a couple of days. But not all people can do this. People should consult first with their physician to know if they are capable of doing it. Some do this because of religion or some kind of ritual. However, the reason why it can also be beneficial is that it can help minimize underlying health risks, such as high blood pressure, low cholesterol, and obesity. Some people cannot do it completely due to illnesses such as cancer, lupus, any type of eating disorder, suffering from alcoholism and drug addiction. But those people can have an alternative option, which is called intermittent fasting. What is intermittent fasting? This basically means eating nothing or fewer than what you usually eat for a certain period, and then eating how much you usually eat for another certain period. The example for this diet is what we called the 5-to-2 diet, wherein you eat regularly for 5 days a week, but you will eat less for the remaining 2 days. Other people also do this daily, where they eat for 12 hours and then eat nothing but water for the other 12 hours. Both water fasting and intermittent fasting shares the same result. So, it's up to you which you prefer to do so. Here's a study about water fasting, conducted in 1973 from the Department of Medicine at the Scotland's University of Dundee, where a 27-year-old man water fasted for a little bit more than a year. His weight went from 456 to 180 pounds. Sounds terrific. This was done with the guidance of doctors, who gave him vitamin supplements to support his system. They observed him for the next 5 years, and surprisingly, his weight never went above 200 pounds. How fantastic is that? There's so many benefits of water fasting, but how do we do it? The first thing you should do is to avoid committing to long-term fasting right away. You should allow yourself to experience it first, for about 2 to 3 days. Listen to what your body is telling you, and if you felt comfortable with it, you can now proceed to longer fasting intervals. Usually, people who started to do a week of water fasting tend to experience nausea and dizziness. But some say that on the 4th day, their productivity levels became at peak. A tip for planning your 1-week water fast is to do it when you're not as busy as you are. It may affect your stress levels, giving you low performance at work or at school. Water fasting requires a lot of discipline and hard work. Doing this gradually can help you adjust to what you can and cannot do. You should continue to listen to your body and avoid pushing yourself on what you can't do. Generally, men need more water than women when water fasting. The average cups of water for men is around 13, while women should aim for about 9. You should also sleep more and avoid doing exercises. What happens when you're done fasting? You should never do a complete stop right away. You started doing it gradually, so you should also stop it slowly. Eating easily digested foods like soup, fruit juice, rice, and mashed potatoes is the best food to eat for the first 2 days. You can add some basic proteins on your day 3. Something like poultry, fish, eggs, tofu, and yogurt. As the days go by, you can start adding variations to your meals. Strangely, people who undergo water fasting started to lose appetite for junk foods, and they started to appreciate healthy foods more. But on a serious note, water fasting is not just an experiment where anyone can do it whenever or however they want. It is still very important to consult your doctor first before engaging in any kind of fasting. Don't forget to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. If you find this video informative, give us a like, share this video, and subscribe to our channel.